Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are in this creek bed right here, this little canal area, and we're clearing out all of this brush that you see because it is ugly. It gets in the way. It chokes off the ecosystem throughout this area. We actually get water through a period of time throughout the property. So this is actually creek flow. It was quite a bit higher at one time, you can tell by the way it's cut out through the bank. This used to flow pretty good. It actually flowed so well it shows it on a map. It no longer does that. Not totally sure what the cause of that is. It's probably man's intrusion. There are people up above us pulling off this water source, and so it's probably lowered the source quite a bit. And this particular creek dries up. It's seasonal. It's not a full year-round creek. But one thing cool about this area is it grows grass, and it grows very tall, lush grass. So you can see right there all that green stuff coming up. We're actually able to bring our cow in here, stake her off, and allow her to eat, our dairy cow. We let her eat this stuff down so that the grass is not going to waste. So the process of what we are doing is we're going through and using the loppers to shear all of these off, the branches that I can get with the lopper. The thing does up to like 2 inches, which is really awesome. So I'm able to cut through a lot of it with this tool. Then we're gonna come back through with the tractor and we're gonna tie off the bases with some choker cable, and we're gonna pull it out with the tractor. It is springtime, so the ground is very wet. This creek is in the process of drying up currently. Until we get more rain, then it will come back above the surface and flow again. So we're utilizing the time right now because we've had a few days of dry weather. We're utilizing that wet ground to hopefully be able to just pull these root systems right out of the ground and get everything up so that we're able to clear up the root systems underneath the soil so the water can travel freely and the grass can grow wild. This homestead that we're on, guys, is newer. We bought it about 3 years ago. There's a lot that needs to get done to this homestead. But one of the things that Shelby and I have learned from going and looking at property, getting property, cultivating the land, is we have learned what property can look like, the future of the layout of the property. So if you know what to look for, if you can read the landscape and understand what's going to take place when you clear stuff off, what it could look like. This is a super great value for us because when we bought this land, this is very unappealing area. A lot of people would come in here and say, this is unusable land. We can't do anything with this. It's just a bunch of thick brush, nasty, overgrown stuff. We don't want to deal with it. We know from the hard work that when you remove all of this brush, when you cut down all of these alders, the grass will grow up in this area. You clear up this area, there's a creek running through. Sky is the limit as to how you could develop this area to have a flowing creek through the property, a luscious landscaped area, green grass everywhere. This is a awesome opportunity for us to just beautify the land that we're on. So to not only utilize it by feeding grass to cows, opening it up to make the ground healthier, and then removing all of these weeds and multiple brushes. Doesn't matter. We're gonna keep going, guys. I got through all of the smaller stuff now. So what I'm gonna do is go grab my chainsaw, whack the tops off of all the big stuff. Shelby and the kids are grabbing all of that stuff and creating a future burn pile just past us here. And then we are going to hook into it with the tractor and rip all of the root bulbs out of this thing. And then we'll show you guys a little more of the process, and then we'll show you the before and the after of what it looks like with a little bit of hard work. And we're doing it all today.
That's like one of those dramatic moments that they cut for commercial. Really made it out with my life.
How'd you feel knowing that?
Yeah. I'm doing okay. It's just one of those moments that really puts life into perspective. What is that, Grace? What is it?
A snake?
What's that?
That's a snake.
Snake?
Yeah.
Can they eat you?
He eats mice and stuff. He eats little stuff, not people.
Want to touch it?
Here, let me hold his head. He doesn't bite you. Touch this part of his body away from his head.
Yeah, right there. Look. Don't
squeeze it. Don't
squeeze.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
Should we let him go?
No.
Well, yeah, we don't want to keep him. We gotta put him back so he can go eat.
What?
You gotta go eat food.
Mama!
We're gonna put him back. Okay, watch.
What?
Watch.
Snake's gonna go.
There it goes. Goodbye, snake.
Mama, snake. No, there's a baby snake. Right here. Mama, snake.
Let's go get Mama.
No, I see the snake. I see the snake.
You go, Bubba. Come on, take my hand this way.
Guys, our plans were stopped slightly short. As you can see, it's just too muddy in here, and I don't want to spin the tractor tires and rip all this stuff up because it just gives me more stuff to fix. So we're gonna have to wait till it's a little bit less wet, but as you can see, we've got everything pretty well cleared out. That next batch of alders down there would be the next step down. So I'll probably go through and trim up all of these pieces that I left. So all these little 3-4 footers, we'll just turn these things into firewood for next year as well. But I'll probably go through, chop those down, and then that'll give me just a root ball for later. And then once this is all dried out, I will come back, tie into it, and be able to pull it out. That'll allow my tractor to be able to pull without digging in the mud and then just spinning and going straight down. So happy with the progress so far with having 6 people out here helping. It goes by pretty quick, so good times. We're only a couple hours into the day. This is only a couple hours of work that you've seen so far, but it is one of my favorite times of the day. It is time for Shelby to feed me, so she is inside preparing lunch. We're gonna go in and get a little lunch in us and then come back out and continue to clean up this area, and then maybe figure out a way to fix all the tractor tire marks I've put in the creek bed.